Alright, so next we are going to see built-in string methods, but we can take a break, 5 minutes. I will take attendance meantime. Okay, so now we are actually going to look at some of the built-in string methods, some of the functions. So Python has a set of built-in methods or functions. So these are the terms, either we say as methods or functions, that we can actually apply to strings. I think this one in the is there, I think there's a table of all the, don't have, okay, never mind. So built-in methods means there are some keywords lah. So let's say the first one is the strip. So whenever you see, how you know that this is the built-in function, you always see that two parentheses there, the bracket. So that means it's a function. We are calling the built-in function. So the strip method eliminates, the first one that we see is eliminates any white space from the beginning or the end. So let us define a string. So let's say the string 1. So purposely we are going to introduce a space lah. So put space. So hello world, purposely put space. Purposely just enter the space. Okay, and now you can actually print, this is string 1. So this is how we actually use the built-in function. Earlier when we are actually using the to access each character, we use the index. To slice, we use the range of index, and then to step, we use the step size as well. Now we are going to use the built-in function. So you use the dot, the string dot, and also what is the built-in function name? Strip, and don't forget the parenthesis. So what this function do? It actually strips off all the empty spaces beginning and also the end. So you will see you get hello world without the space in front and also at the end. Is that okay? So all this built-in function is to know where to actually apply. So you have maybe a list of all those functions. Whenever you want to apply, is just apply it. So like for example, the next one, we can use the method or the function lower to return the string in lowercase. So let's define this as string 2. Let me just copy paste from the before. So purposely I'm just making 2 letters capital. And now if you want to print this string 2, and you're going to use the lower function, then you see all the letters comes in lower. So likewise, I'm just going to copy this. The upper method, makes it string 3. Now you may ask, do we have to actually each time change the string? Not necessarily, but you have to take note that if you are keeping the same variable name, it means it overwrites. So if you're not careful, then if you're doing cell by cell, then if you unknowingly you overwrite, then when you want to access that the previous value, it's gone. So that's why it's important for you to give the proper naming convention. Likewise, if you do this upper, then you'll get everything upper letter. So this is quite straightforward. So let's go to the method replace. So this one, what is the string now? 4. So let's say I like durian. So we can actually use the method replace to replace a particular string with another string. So now let's say if you want to print, we are going to print string 4 and you are going to use replace. But now in this parenthesis you need to provide argument right, because the earlier one, when you call the function, it makes it all lowercase, uppercase and things like that. You can also use indexes in the lowercase and uppercase to select which particular that you want to lowercase, uppercase. But here specifically when using this function, you have to specifically mention which string that you want to change, and it will change exactly. So let's say if you want to replace durians, then so the first argument is what you want to replace, the string that you want to replace. Then you can replace with, for example, anything lah, apple, whatever that you want to mention. So it finds the exact one and it replaces. So let's say if you forget the S, what happens? It actually replaces exactly. So it becomes apples. So you have to be careful with this. So you'll try to find the exact match and you just replace exactly. So this is the replace. Now there's a method known as the swap case. Returns the copy of the string with the uppercase alphabetic character converted to lowercase and vice versa. So this is like something like the toggle binary kind of thing. So let's say if you want to use hello, how are you? So it will swap. So this one again you have to use the dot function, and this is the swap case. Sorry. So it's like everything it toggles. Yeah, the swap case. Is that okay? There's another method which is known as a split. So it breaks the string into substrings when you find any instance of the separator specified in the input. So usually have you seen the comma separated, the CSV files? You can actually define the type of separators that you want to use. Whenever you type multiple emails, of course Gmail, or you have multiple emails, you actually use what? You can actually use either you press enter new line, or you can actually use the semicolon right to indicate the next. So that's like the separator to indicate that this is a separate entry, this is a separate entry. So comma also can be a separator, enter can be separator, semicolon can be a separator. So those are the separator. So let's define string 5 for now. So let's say we have this sentence, hello, how are you? So we can actually print this sentence string 5, and we're going to use the split function, but in the function we have to specify what is the separator. So here the separator is the comma. Then if you print, you will see it gives you this. What happens if you use a whole one word? So it actually uses the how itself as a separator to split between the tag. So the first one is hello space, the second one is space are you. space are you? So here we just specifying as a comma. So when you specify as a comma, the first string you will get hello, the second string you will get space how are you. If you don't want the space, then just can include space here, then you will see you will get hello how are you without the space. Okay. Oh god, the tables are here. So here are some of the commonly used Python string methods. Capitalize, find, is decimal, is lower, is upper, lower, partition, replace, r, find, split, splitness. So in each one of this table there is an explanation on what it is about and what is the how the output actually looks like. So we can actually try some, maybe not all. So if you use hello, then you use the capitalize function. Oops, sorry. Do you know what's the error here? Yes, it's supposed to be a string, right? So it capitalizes. So let's say, oh wait, let me go to capitalize oil, capitalize all the entry within the range, right? This one, when you just capitalize, you just capitalize the first letter only. So you can see in the table what's the description and how the output looks like. So we're just going to try some of it, not all. So let's say hello, this one, let's say we want to find, when you use this find, let's say you want to find O, so what this one will give, this will actually will give the index, this will return the index of the particular letter. The next one is alphanumeric. So what is alphanumeric? Consists of alphabets and numeric. So if you do this, of course you get true. Or if you put hello 1 2 3, is also alphanumeric, right? It's both. Also will give you true. But let's say if you use the if anything, if I go fast, let me know. Let's say hello only, and if you're just checking is num, sorry, not, is it alphanumeric? And you include this character, this asterisk. This asterisk doesn't fall under the alphanumeric, right? It's a special character. Just now when we did hello and also 1 2 3 all is alphanumeric, but if you include special characters, it's no longer alphanumeric, so it will return false. Then if you have something like, now it's 2024, right? 2024. You want to check whether is this decimal. Remember that we are checking is decimal is on the string, not on the integer. So it's a decimal. So you can try later on, try to add some other characters and see, it will return false. Likewise, you can actually use this. So all this function some of the function returns true or false, right? You can actually use this in the diamond decision block. What we want to do now next is okay, we do this Python. Is it lower? So this one also returns true or false. Of course, there's a P is a capital. Likewise, if you type Python all capital, then if you want to check is it upper function, it returns actually true. Now the same thing, if we copy this, if anywhere fast, you just let me know. Go back. Just now was asking is alphanumeric, is alpha, I mean is it capital, is it decimal. Now if you apply the function of lower, this is what we did also, you get the lower case. And something similar to what we did just now in the to find the break, right? So you can actually also use the function which is partition. So let's say if you define the breaking character, so T. So this partition is different from the earlier one. What we saw is what? When we actually use it to break split, right? Split, whenever you define what is the separator that you mention for the split, the separator won't be included in the output. It is just using it as a separator. But now this one is partition. Where is it? And this partition T, it will actually partition it. So you'll have the first partition is Py, and then you have the, when you just specify T, it automatically, because T is in the center, still automatic partition out. So the first one becomes another partition, the last one becomes another partition. So this is partition. And we also have learned the replace, right? So you can do that replace. So this is, let's say, learn. You can replace it with have learn, for example. So it replaces it. So this is same. I think all the other things I don't want to repeat. I'll do something new. So let's say if we use this one, double quote 3 times. They are actually used for multi-line string. So how do you actually use it? So the moment if you have, sorry. So wait. So whenever you put a single time quote, automatically come double, right? Then if you press one more time again, automatically it appears 3 and 3, right? So this one you can actually separate. So you can actually put learn Python for data science. So if you run this, it will actually show you learn, and also it will show you what is the /n and /n. So this is for multi-line strings. This is if you use the normal one, which is like this, and if you put learn, do you see this? The color is different. It's not recognizing it because it's unable to. It's not detecting the starting and also the end code, so it's different color. That's why it changes color. But if you use these three, you can continue writing multiple lines, and not necessarily it must be like this. You can also put it like this also, no problem. Doesn't matter. You can put like this at the end, or you can put like this also. But whatever in after the 3 double quote and until the end of double quote, whatever in between you write, it will just print out as multi-line. So that's why you see there's a /n, there's a /n. If I put this up, if I put this one up, you don't see the /n. See, you don't see the last /n. So this is the multi-line. We can actually use that. And because here you have multi-lines, you can actually use this another one more split. Split. Correct lah. Split lines function. So it will detect where is a /new line, and it will split into every single line. So learn Python is one line, for data science is another one more line. So there's another one. Let's say if you use data science, starts with, you can actually use this function to check and see whether does a particular string starts with a particular letter or not. So it can give you true or false. There's another one. Let's say if you type like this, Python for data science. The swap case and everything we have actually all tried, so I'm not going to do that again. But let's say this is also another one more built-in library which is known as title. So when you use this title, it automatically will capitalize.
So you show it in the form of string, right?
Yeah, it's showing in the form of string. That's why it's a single. So if you use the word print, then you encapsulate all this thing, then you don't see the single quote. But so far all the operation that we are doing now is actually on string. So that's why I say string is the longest part that we're actually doing. So all the other empty cells I'm reading. Now this is what I actually prepared earlier on Python, and also commonly used functions that are there. But now with all of you having the ChatGPT, any functions that you do not know how the function is, you just ask ChatGPT, then it will give you example and also how in the proper context to actually understand how this function works. So as I mentioned, leverage whatever tools that you actually have to enhance your learning experience.